Yo, good morning wherever you may be. Good afternoon if you are having your lunch break, or good evening if you are driving home from work, winding down, or simply just relaxing. I need for you guys to go ahead and get comfortable, grab your snacks, get cozy, call a friend, light those candles, because it is a new episode and a new season of Evolving with Life Coach Jarrell. Hey, my good people, you guys already know who it is. It is me, Jarrell, better known as Life Coach Jarrell. And you guys are tuned into another episode of season 2 of Evolving with Life Coach Jarrell. So guys, I am so happy that you guys are here. I really hope that you all are enjoying season 2 of the podcast. I know we're only one episode in, but I'm literally recording episode 2. But I really hope that you guys are soaking in all of this good information and all of these gems and tools that I am dropping for you all, especially in 2026. I got some really good feedback on the very first episode, and I had people to tell me that it motivated them so much. It pushed them out of their comfort zone. It allowed them to peel back the layers of a lot of things that they have been battling or things that they had gone through in 2025. And I think sometimes with us as people, what we tend to do is when we go through so much, when it becomes too much, we just pack it all on. We pack it all on. Sometimes we sweep it under the rug. Sometimes it's like laundry, right? It's like we will wash clothes and leave those clothes in the dryer, and we won't fold them, but we'll pick out what we need instead of just taking everything out and just saying, let's deal with this right now. So for a lot of us, that is how life is, right? We sometimes get a little bit overwhelmed with wanting to deal with everything so quick and so fast. But we have to understand that there are times where we do need to take those baby steps. Sometimes trying to do everything and deal with everything all at once is what overwhelms us. And so we must give ourselves some grace and some patience sometimes to just say, let me start here, work through this. And then after I finish going through this, I'll move through this and start here and start there. So once again, thank you guys so much for receiving episode 1 of season 2 podcast extremely well, and I cannot wait to bring you guys more. So before we get into this week's episode of the podcast, I want to shout out all of my evolvers out there. Man, you guys are showing up and showing out for your boy. Thank you guys so much for the love and the support. I love podcasting. I have been podcasting since 2017, 18-ish. And it is a way for me to release. It's a way for me to give back to the world. It's a way for me to help people that may not really have the money or the funds or things like that for therapists and psychologists and treatment. You know, sometimes just listening to a really, really good podcast can put your mind in a position to make better choices, to be a better version of you. Here's the one that I love the best. It can put you in a position to go inward and to do your own work, to hold yourself accountable, to apologize to yourself for some things. And then you are able at that point of time to also operate in acceptance, right? A lot of people, they have to remember, we scream accountability, accountability, accountability. But a lot of people suffer with taking accountability because they skip the phase called acceptance. So before you can take accountability for anything that you've done, anything you've said, anytime you've moved weird, anytime you have really just not been the best person, before you can even take accountability, you must kind of, in a sense, step into the pool of acceptance. You have to accept that that version of you or that moment of you, that was you. That wasn't your representative. That wasn't a clone. That was all you. And sometimes, even with myself, there have been times where I have played back things that I've said and done in my head, and I'm like, wow, I didn't like that. But here's the reality. We're all human, right? So there is no need to make excuses for the things that we've said, done, or people that we have been in moments. But we just have to, once again, we have to acknowledge them. We have to accept them. We have to hold ourselves accountable, and we have to do the proper things to make sure that we don't show that side of us again and that we continue to be better. So once again, thank you to all of my evolvers out there across the world. Shout out to my YouTube followers as well. Everybody, I'm just going to call everybody my evolvers, whether you are with the YouTube channel or if you are with my podcast, Evolving with Life Coach Jarrell. Everybody is an evolver. And so I hope that you guys will continue to support me. So for everyone that's listening to the audio version, whether that be Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, if you are on iHeartRadio, whatever podcast platform you are listening to, I need for you guys to also remember that the actual live video recording of this podcast that you are listening to is also available on my YouTube channel. So if you are up on a Saturday morning and you are making your coffee, you're cleaning up and you're vibing, and you actually want to see me on camera, giving you this same information, dropping these same jewels instead of listening to it on a podcast platform, go over to my YouTube channel, which is Evolving with Jarrell. Subscribe to my channel and you will be able to not only listen and see my YouTube podcast videos, but you will also be able to view my weekly vlog. So that is kind of, in a sense, an additional gift that I decided to give all of my evolvers. I feel like you can connect with the person a little bit more, especially with things like podcasts or actors or musicians. You can kind of, in a sense, interact with them a little bit more or get to know their vibe and who they are by like maybe seeing who they are, how they live, the things that they do. So I not only created this vlog for myself, because I was always told that you have a really interesting life, or I think you should be on camera. I think people should see what you do every day. Or I had a friend say, I would love to be a fly on the wall to see exactly what you do every day because your life looks like it's always fun. And I'm like, I don't think I really be doing anything, but apparently my vlog is doing really, really good. I believe at this moment I am at 93 subscribers. So I am 7 away from my first 100. And I am so excited to hit my first 100. And I told myself the other day, I said, that 100 will eventually have another zero behind it, which will make it 1,000. And then that 1,000 will have another zero, which will make it 10,000. And then another zero will be 100,000. So the subscribers, the following, the analytics, all of that stuff, it's going to happen over time. My job and my responsibility is just to produce the content and to put it out there, and it will find its way to the people that it's meant to be by. So once again, I appreciate you guys and all of the love and the support that you guys have been given. So shout out to Podcasters for Spotify for allowing me to host my podcast platform here. Also, shout out to Riverside. Shout out to Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Podcast Radio, Stitcher, and so many other podcast platforms that allow me to podcast there. So let's go ahead and get into today's actual podcast topic. So today I wanted to talk about, in order to get more, you must do more. In order to get more, you must do more. So I want us to take a moment and let's make that a little bit more personable, right? In order for me to get more, I have to do more. So we're owning that, right? In order for me to get more, I have to do more. Okay? So let's think of it this way. When you are going to the gym for whatever fitness goal it is that you are aiming towards, if that is to bulk up, if that is to build muscle, if it is to tone up, if it's to lose weight, if it's just simply to be a little bit more healthier, right? You know, or you can kind of, in a sense, visually see the things that you need to do or that you must do to achieve the goals that you want, right? I'm one of those people, like I'll see people on social media and I will see them with the chest and the abs and the toned legs and the chiseled face. And I'm like, oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. Right. But then when I continue to scroll through, those people's pages to see what they're doing and their content and their life and how they're living. And these people are consistent. These people have discipline. These people not only have motivation, but they are dedicated, right? So they see that big goal, they see that achievement that they want really, really bad. And you know what they do? They do more to get more. So that means working out consistently. If I'm going to walk 20 minutes on the treadmill this week, maybe next week I'll add 10 minutes and walk 30, right? And if I'm going to walk 30, maybe I'll walk for 15, run for 15. Or as the time goes on, maybe I will walk for 5 and run for 25. You know, so I want us to think about it, or kind of in a sense use that as a way to think about our life, right? Whatever it is that you are wanting to get more of out of your life, you have to do more, right? If you want more peace in your life, you have to do more things and make better choices and decisions to get more peace, right? So I want everybody to take like 10 to 15 seconds. Think about something that you want more of. Think about something that you need more of, right? Whether that is work-life balance, whether that is more rest, whether that is, once again, peace, whether it's self-love, whether it is pushing your brand, whether it is that business deal that you're kind of, in a sense, working on. It could be your vlog. It could be your Instagram page. It could be your social media page. It could be your health, right? Your health and wealth and fitness. Here's another one. It could be your finances. So take 10 or 15 seconds and just think about what is that thing that you want or need more of, right? Let's think about it. And I'm thinking about mine on my end too. So don't think you're alone. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to share mine with you guys because, once again, this locked in series is all about me locking in, being more vulnerable and sharing more things with you guys, because I feel like if I am open more and I am more personable, it allows you guys to see me for who I am. And it allows you guys to also to relax a little bit more, to drop the veil a little bit, to be a little bit more transparent. So with me, I struggle sometimes with consistency and dedication. I can be going or doing really well in a specific area, but the moment I start to see a little bit of results, or I feel like I have enough to make it, I begin to slack off. Where that shows up for me in my life, it shows up for fitness and health, right? I can say personally, I started the 75 Hard Challenge December 1st, and I'm still doing the challenge. And I want to say, actually, I started January 1st. And I was doing really, really good. January, killing it. February, I started doing pretty good. Now we're like in the last week of February, but I can say at least the last 2 weeks, I have not really been pushing hard to achieve those goals for the 75 Hard Challenge. So for a lot of you guys that don't know what the 75 Hard Challenge is, you basically have to work out twice a day, and it has to be 2 45-minute workouts. One has to be inside, one has to be outside. You have to drink a gallon of water a day. You have to read 10 pages of a book. You have to take photos of yourself every single day. And then you also have to, I think it's no alcohol involved, right? Me personally, I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, and it's been kind of cold outside. So anytime it's 20 degrees, 30 degrees, or we had some snow a couple of weeks ago, I'm not working out outside. I'm just not doing it, right? It's just not happening, right? But what I have done, I've continued to do my 2 workouts, right? Both of them have been inside. So I may do like 45 minutes downstairs in the gym with heavy cardio, squats, ab work, and things like that. And then I'll come upstairs and then I'll do like a 45-minute cycle routine, right? With my gallon of water, I was doing really, really, really good. Drinking my water, stand on top. Reading my books. I read 2 books so far, and I have one that I am kind of like trying to get through, but I've noticed that my motivation and my discipline and my consistency is now starting to dwindle a little bit, right? So before I just jump right in and say, well, oh, I need to jump back on it. Oh, I need to get back in it, or I need to do this. I like to sit down and I like to process why. Like, what is the why? Why am I feeling like I'm slacking off? Why do I feel like I'm not giving it my all? Why am I seeing the shift and the difference from how I was on day 1 to now? Why am I looking at it and seeing it, but really not snapping back, right? And the reality of that is maybe what I want as my more, maybe I don't want it as bad, which is now causing me to not do as much. See, there's that accountability piece, but here's also that acknowledgement piece, right? So I can acknowledge that. Sometimes in our lives, what we want or what we can see ourselves as or in or being, that vision looks so good. Like we can see ourselves as the CEO of a company, having a team under us, catching flights, traveling here, traveling there, making brand deals, going to different places, doing motivational speeches and talks and doing this. Like we can literally see ourselves doing all of these things, right? We see the big house with the 7 and 8 bedrooms and 10 or 12 bathrooms. We see the 2 or 3 cars that we're driving. We see, rubbing elbows with celebrities and being mentioned in magazines and Forbes and things like that. Like we see all of these things. They look good. They feel good. We want that life. Here's a bigger one. We see ourselves no longer working a 9 to 5 for a corporate job. We see ourselves waking up whenever we get ready to, moving how we want to move, and doing things on our own time. I feel like some of y'all are out there, right? Like, bro, this is me. Like, I swear to God, like, I'm so tired of waking up every day, clocking into a job. Like, I am ready to run my own business, do my own thing, call my own shots, dress how I want to dress, start when I want to start, end when I want to end. Like, I am so ready for that place in my life. And if that is you, right, you're ready for that career. You're ready to become a doctor. You're ready to become a dentist. You're ready to become a nurse or a veterinarian. You're ready to own your own mechanic shop. Like you are ready for all of these things, right? I want to ask you this. With that dream and with that vision that you have, are you currently doing more than what you need to do to get exactly what you want? I'll wait. And while I wait, I'm going to take a sip of tea. Yeah. Are you doing more to get your more? Are you doing the bare minimum? Do you know you can be doing more, but you are choosing not to do more? Okay. If you're anywhere in that area, I want you to know that this is a judgment-free zone. Don't feel judged. Don't feel attacked. But what I do want you to feel is reassurance. And that reassurance lets you know that you are not by yourself. See, for a lot of us, we wear many hats in our lives. We wear the strongest sibling, the responsible partner, the suitable teacher of the family, the chef and the cooker of the family. Some of us are the financial guru of the family. You get what I'm saying? Some of us are the strong, dependable coworker. Some of us are the strong, dependable best friend. And sometimes we are so many things for other people that it's very easy for us to tap out or burn out when it comes down to us to be available and to be present for ourselves. And I had to realize this, especially 2025, 2024, 23, 22. I was being and doing and giving and showing up so much more for everybody else. I don't take back how I showed up for people or what I did for people. Like, no, that is just who I am. But I realized the end of like last year coming into this year that if I could give myself the same amount of energy, time, effort, consistency, discipline, grace, favor, love that I give other people with their things and their energies, if I gave that back to myself, man, I'd be a powerhouse. I'd be killing my goals, knocking things out left and right. And I think for me, I'm just not a selfish person, right? Because I always go outward instead of thinking inward. I'm like, well, showing up to this or doing this or making myself available for this person to do this or offering this or giving support, it's going to make this person feel this way because I feel like they need that. I feel like I can do that for them because that's going to make them feel so good. They need that support. They need that love. They need to see that I actually care. They need to see that I am truly invested in whatever it is that they are doing. I am going to deplete myself until I am completely done. As long as people can know and they can feel that I, as Jarrell, I show up, I love, I care, and I support. If you are someone that is in that same category like me and you have been that way for years, or you're that way right now, I want you to know that you are not a bad person, but I encourage you to do a little bit more do a little bit more digging to understand why that is. Why do you feel that you must show up and do more for others, but when it comes to you, you do the least and you never really get what you truly deserve or you want? So remember, in order to get more or to have more, you have to do more. I'll tell you guys, I have been on blood pressure medication, I want to say maybe since 2022. I remember I had COVID. And when I went to the doctor, they took my blood pressure and they were like, your blood pressure is extremely high. And so they put me on blood pressure medication. And I never personally saw myself taking any type of medication every day. I don't know what it is about that Monday through Sunday pill capsule container. Like my mom has one that just scares me. Like I was telling myself, like, I don't want to wake up every single day like being like, okay, I got to take this medication for this, right? Now, here's the thing. If medication will help you stay alive, I get it. I understand, right? But with me, I made a decision, and I actually said it for 2 years straight. I was like, I want to be off of blood pressure medication. I want to be off of blood pressure medication, right? And a part of me was like, well, what am I willing to do to get off of blood pressure medication? And what I did was I started eating better. I started exercising more. I started drinking more water. I started reading more about hypertension. I started taking my pressure daily. And I really started to get serious about my health and about my life. And I did the work, guys. And February 9th, my doctor completely took me off of blood pressure medication. And she said my numbers were good. So this is a prime example of doing more in order to get more. So what I want you guys to focus on for this week, for the rest of this month or the rest of this year, find areas in your life where you know that you need to do more. Find areas of your life where you know that you can do more. Remove the blockage, but hold yourself accountable and have the acceptance and the acknowledgement of why you're not doing more, and then make a better choice and a decision to do more so that you can get more. You are deserving of all of those things. And I want this year to be the best that it can be for you. So I love you guys. I hope that this podcast has helped you. Just do more. You deserve it, because when you do more, you're going to get more. Be sure to follow the vlog on YouTube, and my YouTube channel is Evolving with Jarrell. And be sure to follow the podcast, which is called Evolving with Life Coach Jarrell. I love you guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.